Alright. Welcome to whatever the fuck this is gonna be. Um, Generally don't really know how I'm gonna do the formatting of this channel yet or whatever, but we're gonna figure it out as we go. But this is gonna be a slightly political channel that talks about political things. If you don't like that, get the fuck out of here. You click on a video card that's like the problems with America, and they're like, it's political. When no fucking shit is political, it's gonna be political. Alright. Well, let's just start off by me saying, first of all, the Americans do not hate each other. At least if you ask the average left or right person, hey, what's your political view? They're gonna like, I like the Donald Trump guy, very smart guy. You ask the liberal person, they're like, I hate the Donald Trump guy. He's such a bad guy. First of all, okay, whatever, it doesn't even matter. And second of all, outside of that, let's just ignore all that. Hey, what do you want from your politicians? Oh, ask either side. They're going to answer very similarly. Oh, I just want, better housing, cheaper cost of living. You know, I want my country to be good. I want people doing good, and I want less crime. Right? It's good to take a couple other things, whatever. And I guess for the conservatives, it might be more like, oh, I want better farmer rights or cheaper hillbilly stuff, and for the liberals, it's like I want cheaper matcha and more gay stuff going on, right? And I think the issues between both sides is really going to be like the two different groups of people, right? You're talking about city people, usually Democratic, and country people, usually more Republican, fucking the sister type deal, And then the issues with them, they when they come together, it's each side thinks they're better than the other side. But why is that? Well, you're like, oh, let's say I'm a Democrat. I'm college educated and I work at a 9 to 5 in the office. And yes, the conservative guy is like, I work at a farm. I work from morning to sundown. You don't know what hard work is. And I'm like, and I'm over here in my middle, like I can't even. I'm kind of just stupid, right? I'm not even like college educated. I'm high school. I got a high school diploma. Pretty tough if you ask me, yo. But here's the thing. When you get those two personality types, they don't really get together because they have different cultures, different backgrounds, and different other things. But the core wants and the core what they need from the government is very similar yet different in very small ways. If we look at it, right, from any other average American's point of view, they're going to say that despite the fact they might disagree on political things, that they would get along with the average Democrat or Republican. But the media has always spun it as if I'm a Democrat. I fucking hate you Republicans. And the other way around, like, you fucking little faggot, little goddamn liberal sissy retards are gonna ruin America. It's like, no, realistically, the average person does not give a shit about your political views. As long as you really just care about less taxi, better housing, and I can eat, and we are in a war, we're happy. But then that doesn't allow the politicians to like really lobby, like to really change and be different. So how do the politicians spin it? Back then it was just like my American, my friend. I don't hate him. He's just my opponent, and that's how they went about it, right? And then we got this fucking absolute retard coming off, and he's like, this Hillary Clinton, she was on the Epstein list. Well, she probably was, she definitely was, if we're gonna be honest with each other, right? But he was also probably on the fucking list too. You mean you don't just like, hey, dude, I know you have the island. I know I cracked that little girl. He was like 8. We cool, right? We cool. But like, get down low. And he's like, yeah. I'm gonna tell the IDF officer that, And he was like, IDF? And he was like, yeah, IDF. I'm not even gonna get started on that. We're gonna actually gonna take a step back to what I was talking about beforehand. And we're just gonna say that, yeah, the average American rarely agrees on a lot more than we would initially think. It's basically the media and the politicians that want to force or divide. Because the more we're divided, the less we talk. The less we talk, the less we can change our ways and be like, hey, what are the two-party systems? What do they really mean? And they're like, conservative people want America to be America. Liberal want America to be a melting pot. And they're like, oh. So they do that, and they're like, no, neither side actually does what they were supposed to do, really. They do the exact same thing. They don't change. So what's the point? Oh, there is no point. Who wins? The more popular guy. Is he the better guy? I don't know. I don't know. But to be fair, how are we supposed to, the average American, keep up with politics? There's so much in the world going on. The reason we have the two-party system is that it kind of gives us this baseline understanding of what each side does, okay? The issue is neither side does that. And we all know this. We all can all say that. We can all fight and go, "Oh, no, 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 blah, 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 blah." But when it's a shooter and the guy gets assassinated, we need to not just go, I fucking hate the liberals. They shot Charlie Cook, man. And then it's like, oh, actually, the guy's dad was a Democrat, a Republican, so he's probably a Republican too. And it's like, does it fucking matter if he's a Republican or not, or a Democrat or whatever? It doesn't matter. First of all, let's just say a guy died, and the first thing we do is like, we need to kill every Democrat. We need to kill them all. But instead, we need to talk about, hey, why did that happen? Well, why did it happen? Depends on who the fuck you ask. You ask me, it was because he kept talking. He kind of spread slightly hateful rhetoric, and people got mad, and he pissed off the wrong dude. And the guy was like, "Oh, he's coming to my town. He's right next to me. I know how to shoot a gun. I'm gonna just shoot him, right?" And that's what happened. And if you're wondering, oh yeah, it was the Israeli state. Was it the Israeli state? Why would they do that in the first place? They're like, oh, it's really simple. He, Bibi Yabu or whatever his name is. He was like, I'm gonna give you $150 million, and you love us. And Sarko was like, no, 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 no. So they capped him for that. That doesn't really make sense. Okay, it sounds really cool on paper. It's like, yeah, and then the Jews did it again. But then if you really break it down, it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna save a video for that for later. I'm not gonna get into that now. But the issue again in the media, the presidency, the politicians, they say, oh, the Democrat, the Republican, they did it because they hate us. But we don't give a fuck. We really don't. The average Democrat, the average Republican, does not give a fuck. So quit dragging the entire Democratic Party, the entire Liberal Party, and then just be like, you guys hate each other. You guys hate each other. Rah, 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 rah. I'm a Democrat. I hate fucking country people. And leading at this guy, he's like, I'm a conservative. I hate faggots. And I'm like, get along. And it's like, well, the average fucking person on each side doesn't really act like that. They're more like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't really get with the culture, but I don't have a problem with the average, conservative. You get the average conservative, like, I don't have really a problem with the gay people. I just don't like when they're over the top, flamboyant gay. You know what I mean? Like the faggot type. And then I'm just over here like, I am the average American. I'm probably slightly more liberal. I know, crucify me, crucify me. I said it. I'm liberal. I'm left leaning. Like this much liberal. Okay. No reason in particular. I don't think it matters. I'm pretty neutral in 99% of things. I just think the foreign policy that I'm more liberal standing or whatever. And I feel like we just need to all get along because we have a common enemy. Okay, guys, we really do have a common enemy, and we all know who it is. We all know who they are. We all know it. Okay, but I feel like if we could just tighten our input in social media and just ignore this hateful rhetoric that each party will throw along and we can just talk to each other, right, and really use some logical reasoning. We need to just do that more often and just get along a little bit more. Not because I feel like getting along is really the key of it all, but if we get along, the less the media and the less the billionaires have control over the average person, okay, me and you. We just need to ignore what they say a lot, and then we need to do our own research, understand why, and ask questions and not answer back with hate. That's my first episode. I'll see you guys in a couple days.